sit down with the ladies of Little Women LA who have come into our homes and hearts this past year. Our viewers have weighed in and put together the season's most explosive and most heartfelt moments that defined our ladies' dynamic relationships. Plus, stay tuned for never-before-seen footage from season 2. We will get some burning questions answered. Were you really a virgin before you got married? Elena, what is happening with you and your dreams of having a baby? And find out how everyone really feels about each other.
I can't trust you like I used to trust you.
You told me to shut the up.
I did not know.
I got up. Shut the up.
That sounds like a challenge.
We would find out.
Yeah,
and you know what? Even if I did, I would be nowhere near your business. I was in so much pain, and I'd been through so many things.
You're being a hypocrite right now.
Whose bonds have remained, whose haven't.
I've apologized to her so many times for very many little things.
At the time, I did trust you, and this broke my trust with you.
Oh my God.
Relive all that and more tonight on the Little Women Season 2 special. Hi everybody, I'm Tanika Ray, and thanks for joining me. I'm so psyched to be hosting tonight with these awesome women. I've been impressed watching them as little people navigate and conquer this average-sized world. Tonight, we get a sneak peek into what's in store for our girls in Season 2. Plus, we have gathered the viewers' top moments from Season 1 for all of you. And we're gonna try to get some closure on them as well. You guys ready for that?
I hope so.
Big deep breath as Tara just did. They are all here tonight to reminisce and confront their unresolved issues face to face. You asked, they answered, so let's get started. What's up, Brianna? Single in the city, how's life? Still feeling sexy?
Always.
And then we have Miss Christy, or should I say Mrs. How's married life?
I love it. It's amazing.
She's exhausted from all the sex she's having, probably. Tanya, my
how you
girl,
doing?
my
Hey,
sister.
what's up?
Will the little boss be coming out today?
Yes, of course,
Oh, of
definitely.
course. Come on, you owe us that. And then there's Tara. Tara, I gotta say, I love the long hair, but you kind of look like your blonde sister over here.
Well, if anybody, I always had long hair, and the grow out method of this shave looked like a bad mullet, so I had to go long again.
Hello, Elena.
Hi, how are you?
Looking lovely as always. How have you been?
Thank you. Good.
Preston's good.
Yes, everything's great.
And Tracy, how's married life now?
Married life is amazing.
You finally getting it, girl?
I'm getting it.
From my understanding, she's getting it every morning at 7 o'clock.
Before he goes to work. Check, check.
Tanya.
Brianna, what do you feel about the positive part that the show has brought you?
I love it. The feedback has been amazing. Like, people come up to me now and they get how to approach me. It's like they just all of a sudden right away know, don't bend down, don't baby talk, don't say, they just go, hi, like I'm anybody else. And they'll ask questions as me as a woman rather than as a little person, so.
It's a total life changer. I mean, people would come up to us before because we were little people and they'd never met a little person before, and now they want to come up to you because they've seen you on TV. I feel blessed. I feel like it's a great, awesome thing.
Come on, girl, you could say you love it.
Most women love attention, and I gotta say I like attention.
I don't have a little person in my life. I wouldn't have known the rules had this show not been in existence. I kind of feel like it's doing a service to all of us. It's like you were my friends in my head, which I love, and now I know what the etiquette is, which is kind of rocking for us.
People are realizing we're going through the same problems as them and relating to us that way instead of we're different as being a little person. I mean, yes, we're different, but we still go through the same thing as all other women.
It's beyond that. It's been amazing. I think we've laid out such a positive path, and I love it. I love every minute of it.
It's a good girl. Well, thank you for the first dive into this show. We really appreciate that. It's time to dive into our moments from Season 1 that your fans want to see. You ready for that?
Okay.
So throughout the season, we were able to learn some of the struggles you all face as little people. But there was one conversation that really brought some attention to the matter. Let's take a look.
Are you coming to see me in Vegas when I do the show?
Yeah.
That would be cool. I want to go. I'll go. We'll go. Yeah. I work as a performer as a midget Lady Gaga. We have the midget bar that's everybody proud of.
So wait, do they have like a big ass midget bar right beside the stage like they do?
I haven't seen it. It's a big possibility.
That's so offensive. The word midget derives from old freak shows, and some people clearly think that we still work in the circus. You're okay with being called like midget Gaga or midget Miley or whatever you may be impersonating?
I don't have actually anything against it as long as I get paid for this job. I don't care.
What? Didn't you say you didn't like being called midget in the street?
I don't like it. At the same time, I don't have a dream to like change the world.
To change the world, it takes one person at a time. That's not cool. We're little people. We're people. We're just little.
If no little people were okay with the word, then no little people would work there and they wouldn't even have that bar there.
You work there too.
Not when they had midget bar.
Tara is so full of She does the same job as I do. What do you think? Nobody's making fun of us for being little people? Get real. What is so bad about the word midget then? You're a little person. What's up with that? I am a dwarf. Yes, I am a little person. Don't call me a midget. Do not say that word. It is like calling a black person the N-word. We don't say that.
Whoa, that was an intense scene, ladies. What's the deal with that?
She don't mind being called midget if she's getting paid to be called midget.
It's a nightclub where
paycheck.
I am signing
You're
up
getting
for
paid
the
for it.
job
Yes,
there.
you're getting
Because
paid.
I signed up for this job.
But you're telling everybody at the job it's okay.
You're getting paid for it.
She is so against it right now, but I saw with my own eyes when we are together and she called the M word, she doesn't do anything.
Really?
We are very similar. We are more like polite to people. She will not be rude to that person. She will not go to this person trying to explain anything. You should understand that when you perform in a nightclub with people drinking, these people, they are not really concerned about respect to you. You are there for their entertaining. I might be short, somebody might call me M-word, but I'm getting paid for that. You're
She's
not.
like,
You're spending your money out there. I'm earning that money. That's how I pay my bills. So, oh well.
And you can still be on a
If I
job
sign up for this,
that says you don't use the M word. It's in my contract that if you introduce me, if you use it in any of the promotion, if you use it ever, the M word, like it's just not a word I'm okay with.
Congratulations, I cannot afford this.
No,
Well,
you
can't you
can
do
because
that?
when you initially sign up, you
you-
say this is the way it's going to be.
We work for the same people.
And they didn't.
We
call me
work for
midget.
the same people. Christy and
He didn't call me midget
Christy
because it's in my contract.
and he didn't
Okay, cool. I might be short, somebody might call me M-word, but I'm getting paid for that. You're
She's like,
not.
pay
You're
me.
spending your money out there.
If you use the M word ever, it's just not a word I'm okay with.
Congratulations, I cannot afford this.
No,
Well,
you
can't you
can
do
because
that?
when you initially sign up, you say this is the way it's going to be.
We work for the same people.
And they didn't.
We
call me
work for
midget.
the same people. Christy and
He didn't call me midget
Christy,
because it was in my contract.
Okay, cool.
Soon as
Well,
they
you
found
all
somebody
were
who
so
would allow
against
it,
this
then
word.
they did it.
I understand you
she
also
got paid
against
more
it.
than you.
I might be okay with being called M-word. Oompa Loompa, maybe for a couple of extra zeros in the end, I might consider that.
Look, I can't avoid the comparison to the N-word, Tanya, and I want to ask
The
you.
reason why I did the comparison was the disrespect. If I tell you that this is disrespectful to me, I expect you not to do it again.
Absolutely.
So that was the connection.
There are blurry lines depending on what you personally can deal with, and you guys have to respect Elena's opinion. She wants to make that money, but if it's too intense for you, stay the hell out of that club, right? Everybody accepts it?
Yeah.
All right, now tonight we are watching the viewers' top moments from season 1, but later in the show, you will get a sneak peek into season 2. You won't want to miss it. We will get to the drama, but first, let's remind everyone how much fun you guys all had. It wasn't just tense. Let's go to the clip. Check it out.
Are you excited to finally have sex on your wedding night?
Cocktail hour.
I know for a fact that Tracy is not a virgin. There's not a doubt in my mind that her and Eric haven't had fun.
So you don't know what size his, is? Have you got to take a feel?
I'm a freak, but I'm a Jesus freak.
Yeah, I know. Okay. This is why they offer samplers at the deli, so you won't buy the raw meat.
You want to try it this way?
Yeah. Okay.
Don't put it on my boobs.
So how is sex with?
Ooh, how many times would you?
I cannot count.
Oh well.
It's too many.
I bet he spins you like a top.
That's exactly how I like it.
One of my favorite things when I was dating an average size person, but I loved being like held up,
Picked up.
against the wall.
That's
and,
right.
Like, that was like one of my favorites. Not like I'm a hoe or anything, but I've been with both average and little people, and once you go small, you never go tall. Did you see the penis cake she made?
Penis cake. This is the blue balls.
Okay. I will definitely not be licking the penis cake.
Push me.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of bees. There's a hive nearby. There's another hive. You don't.
Water or silicone?
It's like aquarium there.
Yeah.
It's like aquarium.
It is. Are you circumcised?
Little people are hung. Come on, you know, tripods.
It's not all of them. It's different. It's not
They
everything.
are. They're tripods.
Yeah, you guys said all of those things.
You're right.
Yeah, you're right. Tripod is my favorite of all time, by the way. You, though, I think there was a little sinning going on in that bar while you were getting the dollar bill out of Handsome Man, right? A little bit? You smelled his cologne.
It was my bachelorette party.
Let's talk about the one thing we all want to talk about. The viewers want to know about sex. You know, some of you have had sex only with little people, some of you with average-sized people. So what's the difference, Tanya?
I wouldn't know. I just do.
She's lying.
Well, I have to say, you do talk about circumcision a lot. Now, why is that such an important factor for you to evaluate your men by circumcised penises?
Unfortunately, I just don't like how it looks.
Oh, it's a visual thing. You need to start having sex in the dark, girl.
I need to see what I'm dealing with.
So tell me, what is the difference between sex with a little person or an average-sized man?
Honestly, I think it's kind of more fun, I think, with an average person because they can pick you up, they can kind of move around and do different positions like off the side of the bed that little people can't do.
But little people sometimes fit you better.
Have you had sex with an average man? Mm-hmm. And?
Hands down, of course, I'm still with him. I prefer Joe. But it's more of like the energy that you have with that person rather than necessarily their height.
Now, Tracy, were you really a virgin before you got married?
I never stated that I was a virgin. I said that Eric and I were saving ourselves to marriage.
But I think that a lot of people did think that maybe you were saying you were a virgin.
Other people were saying I was a virgin.
Yeah.
And I wasn't denying it.
So not only is the air cleared here, but all your fans now understand what's going on. Does that feel a little bit better?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I'm really glad that we're a little bit more alike than I thought.
Okay, let's move on. Part of being a girl is having each other's back, right? Well, let's see how this relates to you ladies. Come on, Christy.
I'm making my own music video. It's called The Booty Dance. So if I were to do a head count right now, who can I count on?
I'm all in it. No, I got this. I got that. Girl, Christy, I gotta show you something. Girl, let me show you what she texted.
Why didn't she
You
send
the
it to
only
me?
one not in the group text.
She included everyone.
Yes, but you. Christy sends out this group text that we should not do Tara's video due to a risque dance move. Christy is like totally campaigning against your video.
I can't be in her video because of things that have gone on. I would really highly suggest that you guys really think about if you're gonna do it or not.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4.
Elena, we want you on stage. Come on, get up here.
I know I cannot twerk. Why should I try in front of so many people for somebody else's music video?
I'm just curious if Christy kind of convinced you to not want to be a part of it. Christy is honestly bonkers to me. Like, how dare you come in and try and get all of the other women to not want to try and do my music video? It's not her place.
Whoa, okay, what was that about?
Tara told me about this certain dance. I was like, oh, hell no, I can't do this. I do not feel comfortable doing this. I texted to the group, can we physically do this? And I will not do this. And
But you were physically telling all of the women
I
to
said,
not
make
do
sure you
this is
think
something
about it
okay,
before you actually
same
do
thing.
it.
To send that kind of mass message out to these women is gonna immediately make them say, oh, hell to the no, I'm not gonna be doing this move. At the end of the day, it wasn't your place to even send
That's what
that.
I was gonna say. Why didn't you just worry about yourself?
Yeah,
I didn't want to be in it because I'm a mom.
and that
did not
should have
want
been the
any-
end of the day.
Right.
I do feel like it was a sabotage to try and convince other women to side with her.
It wasn't to sabotage.
Like-
I would never.
Yeah,
And
you
you know
did.
what? Even if I did, that would be no one in your business.
Simmer down.
Okay, stop right there. We're gonna take a quick break, but there is much more coming up, so stay tuned. Okay, we're back, and the cast has calmed down a little bit, I think, for a moment. All right, well, Tara, you break it down, and you seem to be able to just speak your mind. So what is at the core of your issues?
There's a serious situation with honesty and bull and talking behind other people's backs, which makes me know if you're a true friend or if you're a fake friend.
So you think Christy's not a real friend?
No.
Oh my God.
All right, hold that thought. Let's take a look at the next clip.
Who's going to be the drunk bride?
The what?
Oh, there we go.
Is she referring to me? She better not be. I've been sober for 4 years. That's kind of rude. Wow, that is so none of your business. Why would Tara make a comment like that? Because she's ruthless. She'll attack anybody.
What's rude, if you think I'm rude, I will be rude, is telling me one day that you're 5 years sober and then telling me that Todd let you have a beer and it's something you will always regret, but you broke your 5 years. Now that is rude. If you want to lie to me, yes.
I never said
you
that.
said that. Did Todd not give you a beer?
No, I never said that. You are so full of Tara. I know I've been drinking in 4 years. I'm out of here, you stupid bitch.
She told me on the phone I would not lie about this. She told
I'm
me
out
that
of here.
Todd-
I'm going, leaving. She can go kiss my.
What was that about?
I'm pulling out all the lies that I know about this woman. And one of them was a sobriety situation where she had told me something. I could care less about your drinking situation. I cared more about the fact that you had spread a huge lie.
And I didn't say that. Maybe in your head.
I'm wondering, Tara, who told you that Christy may have had a drink? Was it Todd?
It was straight out of Christy's mouth.
No, it was on a phone call, and I was explaining to her my recovery, and when I got out of rehab, that I relapsed.
So it was true then.
Oh, I relapsed, but I didn't relapse with Todd at all.
This is how I have an issue trusting you. Because one moment, you're telling me one story, and then the next moment, you're telling me a totally fabricated story.
No, I was telling her about
She
my
was
recovery.
specific with the details, and
No.
it was so specific
No.
that then I got off the phone and called Tracy about it
No,
because I was like,
she
you're
didn't.
never gonna
True.
guess what Christy just
She
told me.
immediately called me and said yes.
Let me
Was
just
it
say-
over 5 years ago?
No.
No,
It was
with
literally
Todd.
told me a
Never
specific
gave me a
story.
drink.
Yeah,
That
and
never
you-
came out of
and
my
you even
mouth.
told me, I don't care. It was just a lie.
No,
I don't
it's
care
not.
about the sobriety.
It's not a lie.
It was a
because
lie.
I did not say that, dude.
First it was about the move, then it became about her talking about your sobriety. You understand why the audience is a little confused, right?
Yeah, and
So what is really the reason?
my true issue with her is that she had stated that I came to her divorce party and she said, who here has slept with my ex-husband? And she said, I raised my hand. I was furious that that would ever come out of your mouth.
And I didn't say that.
I got playback. I saw it. You
Okay.
said those exact words. Tara came when I said, who here has slept with my ex-husband? And Tara raised her hand.
There's a little catization going on around here. You guys kind of ping pong back and forth, and it kind of keeps going around in circles, and I don't know where the end's gonna be.
I think it's already ended. We are not in a relationship where we trust each other. And so honestly, like, we're good. But what I'm saying is, at the time, I did trust you, and this broke my trust with you.
Are you working on that trust, or is it
I'm
just what
trying
it
to
is?
rebuild the bond.
Her and I can totally hang out now, and like, I know
But you
this-
don't trust her.
But yeah, I just won't ever trust her.
All right, let's move on. We've heard of the struggles you all face, but one particular story really touched our hearts. Let's watch this.
What is the worst thing that has ever happened to you because you were little? Not because of anything else, but solely because you were little.
I don't really know.
You were never shoved in a locker. You were never
Put in a trash
beat
can.
up because you were little. Because these things have happened to us, but they treat us like, and they called us the M word.
I had my history when I was a child because of the pressure of like my body on my legs. My knees were very like this.
Very bowed.
Bow leg.
Yeah. My mom took me to the hospital. They just put me on the bed. They tied me up to the bed, and I was laying like that for 2 years. We didn't I didn't sit there. I couldn't even sit. That's what I'm saying.
She was strapped to a bed for 2 years. That's just insane.
My mom could see me just for 2 hours on Saturdays. That's all. I remember this 2 years, and that was, horrible.
That's
just the
crazy.
And I'm like crying because it was just like.
Wow, that's devastating.
And I mean, I understand what it means to be little. I know what it means.
Wow. I mean, that's something most of us can't even understand, let alone relate to. But it sounds like it's something all of you have struggled with one time or another. Elena, I can't even comprehend what that must have been like. Is that something that normally happens in Russia?
There's not that many little people, and the doctors don't really know how to help and what to do. So when all these changes started happening to me when I was a child, they just didn't know what to do and how to help and why it's happening.
Still, you're 5, you're a baby. Your mom must have been freaking out she couldn't see you every night.
I would have been up in that hospital every day.
She tried to come on Wednesdays. They let her a couple of times, and then they told her that, we don't do this here.
But why? What was the idea?
This is a hospital. You don't make your rules. You have so much time to think about this, and you think about it over and over. And when my mom come visit me on Saturdays, I'd apologize to her so many times for very many little things that a normal child would just do and would never notice that there was something wrong. I feel that I appreciate my mom so much more after all this. I saw her eyes when I was making my first steps after being on the bed for 2 years. And I couldn't understand why she was crying. And then later on, she told me because it's painful to watch your little child walking with the crutches instead of just running around with our kids.
I get that. I gotta ask you, Tara, because you gave her a hard time, thinking she just had the perfect life. Do you feel bad that you kind of were rough on her now that you've heard this story?
When she told us this horrific story, my heart completely melted. I mean, we all did. We were just choked up and totally thrown back because, yeah, I mean, nobody has ever experienced anything. We're blessed to live here in the United States, and we have such a great life here, and we have facilities that diagnose us correctly and help us, at least, medically, even if we get crap in the outside world, medically, we can be fixed.
Now, Elena, what is happening with you and Preston and your dreams of having a baby?
We're practicing a lot. We're having fun.
You hear that, guys? Well, thanks for sharing, everyone. There is much more coming up, so stay tuned. Welcome back to Little Women Season 2 Special. Let's jump right back in. People tend to express their frustrations in many different ways, be it sex, exercise, or confrontation. Here, a couple of our ladies show how they deal with conflict. Take a look.
Did she talk to you about what she wanted to talk to you about?
I don't know. What was she supposed to talk to me about?
Yeah, well...
Don't let the cat out the bag, huh?
Huh?
What did she want to talk to me about?
She didn't tell you anything about the new guy?
Did Elena just tell Kerwin about Trevor?
I don't want to get her in trouble.
Oh, see, this bitch about to get You don't get all up in my business. Elena, how could you go up to him and ask him that, and you didn't even know him?
Seriously, Tanya, I don't...
Who does that?
I thought that I was pretty delicate with him.
Bitch, you need to stay in your lane and handle your business. You had no business asking him anything about if I've talked to him. That has nothing to do with you. None.
Don't
you
point
need to
fingers
stay
at Tanya.
in your
I
lane.
respect you. Don't do that.
You need to
Seriously.
stay in your
I
lane.
can do.
You need to come up
Can
with-
I speak? I was just listening for the. Tanya, be careful.
Calm down.
Woo! Elena, you are so lucky she was coming for you. Why did you think that was okay? What happened to girl code? Is it not in Russia, girl code?
I was just talking to him and said too much, and I was
Tanya.
dumbass.
Woo! You were heated.
But when somebody's actually like, with Tanya, she does not have any breaks. She's like, she come up to me like this, like I will not. I can talk and I can apologize or I can be wrong. But when somebody's like talking to me like this is not happening.
No,
but
maybe
she
come on,
started
but
getting
they
closer.
cut it or they bleeped you, but you told me to shut the up. And
I did
that's
not
when
know.
I got
no,
up
I did
and
not say
came
no.
over there.
I did not say shut the up. I said let me speak. I did not say.
You can,
Seriously, I
yes,
did
you
not
did. You
say
can
no.
let me speak. You can let
no,
me speak.
I
Shut
did
the
not.
up.
I did not say shut the
Tanya,
I did not say it.
Tanya, you punched Christy?
No, I was like this.
She didn't punch you.
I was in the middle in the beginning.
Okay, wait a minute.
It was bad. It was bad.
But seriously,
I gotta
if
see
you
that
weren't in the
footage
middle,
again.
Tanya would have been all over Elena. She would have really worked her.
Yeah, I was
pulled,
trying to
I feel
knock
like
off that
hair would have been
couch.
pulled out.
I think we would have actually normal fight and we would find out because I don't think that like we don't, really I
sounds
don't
like a
think
challenge.
so because if somebody pissed me off I can be pretty strong too. It just depends on how pissed off I am.
I have a fan question here. Caitlin from LA asked, who would win a fight between Elena and Tanya?
I was thinking Tanya.
Christy.
Tanya.
Tanya.
I don't know about that.
Tara, who do you think between the two
I mean,
of them?
I've seen her and her trainer, so I would say Tanya.
Thank God Tara came and pulled her out. I'm serious.
I'm just saying, Tanya,
Okay.
when we talk, we explain, it's cool, it's conversation. But when it gets to the fight, I will not be baking out just because I'm afraid of
No,
someone.
I'm not saying
No,
that. I'm just
no,
saying
you didn't
you're
back
lucky.
down at all. No, and I
Yeah.
respect that. 'Cause
Okay.
that gave me more energy to even want to
She
come at you
screamed-
because you didn't back down.
No, yeah.
Now, if you would have backed down, I wouldn't have said because I would have felt like a bully.
You were heated. I understand you're right. In the end of the day, you were right in that fight. So I was sitting. I did not get up. I did not show you how tall I am. I did not do
I don't think
anything.
you could get up.
That's a read. That's a read.
I'm just saying.
I don't
no.
think you could get up. I think I had you
no,
where
no,
you
I'm
couldn't get. She couldn't get up.
Okay,
I
children.
could get up. I'm saying that I just did not mean to fight with you at that point because I felt I was wrong in that situation.
Okay, but let me ask
she
you. I know
was
you're not
heated for
making
the reason
excuses.
I did not mean
Elena,
to fight with
I know
her.
you're not making excuses. Now, Tara and Tracy don't trust Christy. Did that change your trust for Elena?
With Elena, I'm gonna say she got dealt with. She understands me now, so I really, really, truly believe she's not gonna go there no more.
You got a lot of man maneuvering, girl, but here's the question for season 2. Are you still dating Trevor?
Tune in.
Tune in for season 2.
Well, it's good to see that we can have a conversation about it without Tanya's fist in your face. I think that's probably a good thing. All right, let's move on. Tracy, the fans have really been outspoken about your jealousy and haterade. Seems like you're always having a pity party. What do you have to say about that?
It's not me.
That's a
It's
Christy
a
thing.
Christy thing.
That's a Christy thing.
They used to be best friends, like super best friends.
And what
then
happened?
Like,
Who
a boy
ruined this
happened.
friendship?
I did.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
How did you ruin the friendship?
With my alcoholism. I'll be 5 years sober this January 4th.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I mean, I tried to make an amends. I think there's always been this underlying resentment that she hasn't gotten over yet.
I feel like I still know the old Christy, but the old Christy is not there anymore. I can't trust you like I used to trust you before you were an alcoholic. And I think that's the issue.
But that was like 5 years ago. I mean, come on. There's like I can understand if it was a year ago.
But why can't
together.
you accept her in her new form that
I
she is
accept her.
today?
I guess I just don't know if I trust her.
It's hard to watch someone have such a resentment toward me for so long. Boom, I still got her back. If anybody ever says anything to her, I'll kick their ass.
But Christy still talks behind Tracy's back.
I
Say
joke
it.
around.
Yes, you do. You said it all throughout the entire season about how she is not a virgin. You went on and on. You're being a hypocrite right now.
Like you never talk about me on the interview.
People take these things seriously, and the most sensitive person here, hands down, is Tracy.
And I've already told you sorry, and I told you sorry, and I'll keep saying sorry.
There is love here. You guys can get over this, right?
If one person can forgive and forget and the other can't let it go, how can there be any healing? So if there is gonna be some type of amending, that's up to her because I'm open.
Some of the best moments happen when you are all open and honest with each other, so I really appreciate that, guys. When we come back, we touch on maybe the most debated subjects of little people. Whew, there's a lot. Welcome back to Little Women Season 2 Special. Tonight, we are watching the viewers' top moments from Season 1. But later in the show, you will get a sneak peek into Season 2. I'm really excited. You won't want to miss that. Let's dive right back into one of the most important subject matters of little people, procreation. It can strike fear, it can create hope, it can even make the most assured person doubtful. Let's take a look at what happened.
With in vitro, you can basically have control over if you have an average sized child or if you have a little person child. They could basically remove the dwarfism gene.
I'm at the moment leaning toward having in vitro because I don't know if I want to have a little person. What?
Why?
I don't want to bring another little person in this world that possibly would have extreme health problems.
You know, to want to eliminate one of your own kind, it's like you're not accepting of yourself. And, you know, I can't fathom that. If my parents were given the choice and they chose to not have me, I wouldn't be here.
When a person is pregnant, you just pray for a healthy baby.
But not every little person is unhealthy.
Exactly. And
You're automatically assuming the worst.
I had a really hard time growing up.
these times is different.
It's
Everybody's
because of the-
educated.
I'm sick of everywhere I going, people staring at me. Looking at me like I'm different.
They look at all of us.
Gives a flying toot.
And I don't want a child to have to deal with that. You know, when I'm around you women, I forget that I'm a little person. When I go out by myself, anywhere in public, I always, every day, know I'm a little person, and it really bothers me.
You need therapy.
Oh,
Tracy, you're
wow.
You don't
You
have
need
to be a little
therapy.
person.
That means
not-
you don't love yourself,
Yeah.
sweetie.
I have literally never thought about pregnancy that way. I mean, I just had a baby. She's 5 months old. But that's really deep. I mean, you heard these ladies' opinions. Did it change yours at all?
I was sitting there in pain. Back pain, my left leg is numb,
Physical pain.
physical pain. Growing up, I didn't want to have LP children until I met Christy's kids.
Changed everything for you.
It did. But then I changed my mind for a second, and pain will do things to you like that. I didn't want them to have to experience what I was feeling at that moment.
But you weren't even saying the pain. You were saying, like, you didn't want them to experience being looked at, being, like,
She was
called-
giving like
you weren't
not
even-
just one
Okay, I
excuse,
was giving
like,
excuses for the
lots of-
pain, but there were a lot of things that just compounded the issue, and it all came out like that.
In your mind, you're already saying that you're about to birth a disease. You're trying to fix something before it's even
But
broken.
what about, I have the possibility of having a double dominant.
Did they test both of you guys and say that both of you guys are carrying the gene?
But we both have achondroplasia.
That don't mean you're carrying it.
Yes, they do.
Yes, it does.
You carry it if you
carry
get
it.
the double
If you have it,
dominant.
you carry it. So we have that.
Yeah, can you guys just slow down for us average height people again? Could you break down what double dominant
If
is?
they have a baby, her dwarf gene and his dwarf gene, the baby doesn't live.
So you have 25% of that.
Happening
Yes.
every time you're pregnant.
But the way I took it was that you don't want a little person child at all. You're not happy being a little person. And yet we're in this group of strong, beautiful women saying, look at us, look what we can do. We're amazing, just like anybody else. And I took it like, wait a second, what's wrong with being a little person?
To be honest, I was very surprised at myself for saying that. I couldn't watch that scene.
Really?
Because it was so, I was so emotional, like I am right now. And I offended a lot of people by saying those words, and I'm sorry, but at that moment, that's what I was feeling.
And you have to respect her honesty.
When I was pregnant, I didn't want a little person kid either. I'm gonna be honest. But that was 22 years ago.
Right.
And the world wasn't as educated as they are now today.
Hands down.
Okay.
I just been in that situation. Like, what would I wish for my baby is being healthy. If you know that there's a chance, you should go and check.
Daniel from Rockland has a question for Tracy. If you knew ahead of time that your child was going to be a dwarf, would you go ahead with it? What if it was a healthy dwarf?
Yes, definitely. If I knew my child was gonna be a healthy dwarf, I would go ahead with it.
Woo, it seemed like quite a few of you were headed for the baby train. I've heard a rumor that one of you is actually pregnant. Huh. Is this true, ladies? What's going on over there?
Find out season 2. Hey.
Well, now they're quiet. Okay, great. Next up, an exclusive world premiere glimpse of season 2. Seriously, which one? Are you pregnant? Christy, come on. Welcome back to the party. So from all that we have seen, you guys definitely shared some fun and emotional moments, but it wasn't all drama and rivalry. Hopefully, you have all taken away something from each other and learned to be better women. We have one more fan question I want to get to. You guys ready for this? Aletha from Detroit would like to know, why do you think little people often do impersonations?
Since I was 5 years old, that's all I've wanted to do is sing for a living. And I found a loophole that let me do it. And yes, I know it's not something that everybody is like taking totally seriously. Usually I make fun of the celebrities while I'm doing it.
You're in on the joke.
Totally, I know it.
What about you, Brianna?
I did a Marilyn Monroe impersonation. I came out saying happy birthday, Mr. President, and I've done Katy Perry. I did it legitimately, I did it with talent, and it's like I never made it as look at me as a sideshow. It's look at me, I love what I'm doing, and I'm gonna give you my best show.
I tried to find all kind of jobs. Believe me, it was not the first choice. I made like a bunch. I tried to find the regular job with the regular normal hours, and nobody gave me a job. This is not the job I want to do as a married life. You know, married woman. Yeah, with having kids and stuff. This is not. This is for right now, and for right now, I can, you know.
Thanks for sharing, everyone. Let's all take our drinks, reach for the sky, make a toast for the new year, and tell us what your resolutions are. Tanya?
Just have a better year than last year.
That works. Tara?
I really hope to stop cussing.
What about you, Elena?
I'm simple, just trying to be a better person every day.
I like it. Tracy?
Possibly have a baby.
Baby. What about you, Christy?
Hopefully we'll have a baby too.
Y'all gonna have play dates out the wazoo. What about you, Brianna?
I want to find love.
I love that. And you know what? Cheers to a better season. Unfortunately, it's time we wrap this reunion up. I've had a great time reliving the fights, the fun, and crazy lives you all have showed us. Thanks again. Now, before we go, we have one more clip to watch. As promised, a sneak peek into season 2.
Cheers, everyone. This season on Little Women LA.
We were thinking to start the family. My biological clock is ticking. Maybe your balls are like too constricted.
She used to be your girlfriend?
She's in love with Joe.
I've liked him ever since I was young.
I wanted to see what you thought about possibly moving in with me.
Trevor messaged me if you could date me. Brianna told me you didn't know where our relationship was going and that you and her could date.
No.
You got that fresh look.
Ah, you're smiling!
It has everything to do with you being jealous of my relationship with Tracy.
It's not. You just had lap dance by some kind of random girl.
Did you come out here to bully her?
But I would really love my family to just give him a chance. He's like a deadbeat right now. We're done.
I'll be glad when your monkey ass go home to the East Coast.
Oh, kill me.
No, stop.
know where to start. I don't even know where to look. I'm freaking out. Okay, what is happening? There's so much. I mean, you're in the hospital. You got it in, girl, with some new guy. There was a fight. I saw man on man. Tara, there's another blonde in the picture. What's up with that, girl?
But I don't know who that hoe is.
You guys, that is so much going on for season 2. What do you guys have to say after first seeing that?
Season 1 was nothing compared to season 2.
Season 1 was like a sneak peek. It was like preschool.
Oh my gosh.
It was like the hors d'oeuvres, and now this is the main meal.
Okay, well, we're just gonna have to watch.
It's about to go down.
Little Women LA season 2 starts now. Cheers, ladies. Woo!